Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be all about affordable makeup brushes. I feel like everyone is starting to figure out that you don't have to spend an arm and a leg for a makeup brush. Like, you got Morphe brushes now, you got Crown brush, you have Makeup Geek, Real Techniques, e.l.f. You just have all these affordable brands coming out with brushes that are really just pushing those really expensive makeup brushes to the side and showing people that you don't have to spend $35 or $40 on a makeup brush. You really don't. If you guys have kept up with my videos, then you'll know that I've been obsessed with a newer company that I've just discovered called Prime & Base Cosmetics. I did a full review over one of their palettes and some more products that I will link below, so you can click on that, or you can click up here or up here. I don't really know which side the cards are, so you can click on the video on either side of my face to see what I'm talking about with their products. But they also sent me some makeup brushes, and let me just go ahead and throw out there, I'm not affiliated, sponsored, or paid by this company to say anything about them at all. They literally just sent me these products to review for them out of the goodness of their hearts and just give an honest opinion. I really do think they want honest feedback so they can improve their products and grow. So I just realized that I'm talking about something that I don't even really know the full name of, so I'm gonna go do some research and then I'm gonna tell you what I'm talking about. Well, aren't we just wasting a whole lot of my filming time? Where is this? It's so hard. Okay, I finally found it. But this is the 12-piece brush set with faux leather case. That's what it's called on their site. And this runs for $44 regularly, but it's $34 on sale, and it's been on sale for a while, so this is pretty much the regular price, I feel like. So here is what the packaging looks like. It just has these two little strings that you can wrap around it, or you can tie them together or whatever. It's really good for anyone who is a makeup artist or anyone that wants to start their own kit and they need something that just has its own little case or pouch or whatever, and it's just really convenient. These are dirty because I have been using them. I did wash them a few days ago, but most of them are dirty because I wanted to show you guys that I actually use them. And you have this little pouch that goes over them, so it's like protecting them from like the outer world of pollution. You get 4 face brushes and 8 eye brushes. And let me just say that I'm usually not a fan of brushes that come in brush kits because I feel like they're very just basic, and they may be okay for beginners, but you know, you got makeup artists who want brushes that can do an entire face, who don't want to spend an arm and a leg like myself. But these are game changers. You can do your entire face with these brushes. There's seriously something for every purpose, and it's just, it's mind-blowing. Yeah, I've used these pretty much every single day since I got them on myself, but I also cleaned them up and I used these at a wedding. These are literally the softest brushes you will ever touch to your face. And I'm guessing these are synthetic bristles. I don't know exactly what type of hairs these are, but literally it feels like I'm putting like silk to my face. Like, it just feels so amazing, and I'm not exaggerating, but I've never had brushes that are softer and silkier than these, and there's such a nice like density to all of them. They have such a nice thickness and density to each one, and they're so high quality. Like, the ferrule of these are so sturdy and heavy duty. You know, you can tell these are not going to break anytime soon. I have washed these once already and I didn't lose any bristles or anything. There's no shedding with these brushes at all. They're extremely high quality, and for only $34 and 12 brushes, that's an amazing deal. As you can see, it does have their logo on there, but they're so shiny. They look so expensive. Like, they look like they're like $50 brushes. Like, another thing I want to say is that each one of these brushes are so universal. You could use one of them for like 15 things. Like, each brush can do so many different things and do it well. So now I'm gonna go over each brush with you guys and just kind of tell you what I use them for, and just kind of show you up close and personal what these amazing brushes look like. These aren't named or anything, so I'm just gonna kind of give my own little description of them. But this is the first one, and this is the most fluffy, dense face brush there is. This is basically just a powder brush, and this is the softest brush in the kit. It literally feels like, I don't even know what to compare it to, because I have never felt anything this soft before. It's a really fat, just powder brush. You can use this for bronzer, blush. I use it for powder. I set my entire face with it. I like how it's a little taper, like it's a little more pinched at the bottom. It kind of reminds me of the e.l.f. complexion brush, but you know, thicker and denser and more high quality. But yeah, you can buff powder on your face, or where it's tapered and a little flatter, you can also just like pat it on. So you can use this for so many different things. It's so universal and multi-purpose, and this is one of my favorite brushes ever. And I have retired my e.l.f. powder brush for this one. I still have it, but I use this one every single day since I got it. The next face brush in the kit is this stippling brush, and usually, like, sometimes I get in phases where I do like stippling brushes for things, especially like foundation and stuff, but I've never found a stippling brush that just applies product well enough for me. This is a really dense, but not too dense, stippling brush. It does have a little bit of give to it, but the best way to use this, let me just go ahead and tell you, the best way to use a stippling brush in general is to not like push down on the bristles to where they're like bent, but to just like hit the surface, and just where the white tips of the brush is what is buffing out the product. But you can use this one again for so many different things: foundation, powder, blush, highlight, bronzer. I have used this with foundation before, and I'm not used to using a brush for foundation. I haven't used a brush in a long time, but it did provide maximum coverage. Like, it gave me the maximum coverage out of the foundation I used. It did take me longer to blend it out with a stippling brush. Like, I usually use a dampened sponge, so this did take a little bit longer to blend out, but it didn't leave any streaks behind. It didn't leave any like little like stippling marks from, you know, where usually you get like little stippling marks and like stippling dots on your face from using one of these. I actually really love using blush with this, especially the Colourpop blushes. I love this brush so much. It's so soft and dense, and it's just the perfect thickness and density. So the next face brush in the kit is this angled blush brush. This is another one you could use for so many different things, but I have used it for blush. I have used it for bronzer. I do like it for bronzer as well, but you could also use this for contour because it is rather small and it is kind of pinched all the way through, so you can get a really precise contour or bronze. So here is what the bristles look like. It is pretty dense, but there aren't as many bristles as, say, the powder brush. But I really do like this one for blush and bronzer. I haven't used it for contouring, but I know that it would be really, really good for contouring because it's not super flared out or anything, so it's going to give you really precise placement. But again, this one is super, super soft and just applies anything like a dream. The last face brush is this foundation brush. It's just a typical paddle foundation brush, and usually I do not use these. I've just completely banned these from my brush collection. I don't even own one other than this one, but I did want to give it a shot and try it out for foundation because that is what it's for. And I was actually really, really shocked. I usually don't like paddle brushes for foundation because they usually leave streaks, but this one, I will say, it did take me a long time to blend out my foundation with this because it is really, really small, as you can see, but it provided the maximum coverage of my foundation. It didn't leave any streaks behind. The only problem I have is not with this brush, but just this type of brush in general. It just took me too long to blend out the product. It is really dense, but it is really small as well, so it doesn't cover a lot of area at one time. But yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of this type of brush for foundation, but you could use this for under eye concealer or, you know, any kind of concealing on your face, really. But this is a good brush. It's a really good brush for what it is. It's just not the type of brush I usually gravitate towards. So the next brush I have is an eyeshadow brush, and this is just an angled eyeshadow brush. I really like using this for blending out product in the outer V. Other than that, there's not really a whole lot I can say about it, but I really do like this brush. The next brush I have is just a simple eyeshadow brush. Here is what it looks like. I really do like these for packing on product like all over the eyelid. Are also good for if you want to blend out product along the lower lash line, or even in the inner corner or the brow bone. This is something you could use for so many different purposes, but yeah, I really do like this brush. The next eyeshadow brush I have is this flat shadow brush. I really, really do like this type of brush for packing on eyeshadow all over the eyelid. I feel like you can get the most pigmentation and intensity out of your eyeshadow, or when you use a brush like this that's flat. This is really good for powder eyeshadows, or if you want to pack on product in the inner corner. The next brush I have is literally my favorite brush, probably out of the kit, and probably out of my entire brush collection. So this is a blending brush, and guys, I am always on the hunt for a good blending brush for in the crease, and it's a little bent out of shape right now because when I let it dry, it just kind of like, it kind of got bent up a little bit. But this is like the perfect blending brush. It's the perfect density, the perfect fluffiness. It's not too big, it's not too small. It's not going to get all over your eye, but it gets exactly where you put it. I use this for anything putting in the crease. I use this for so many different things. Once I apply my transition shade in the crease, I like to go in with like a bone color or like a yellowish color and go right above it with this brush, and it just blurs it out so beautifully. It just gives you such a beautiful gradient. I also use this for along the lower lash line to blend out product there. This is an amazing brush, and it's probably one of my favorite blending brushes ever. Next brush I have is something I put to a ton of use lately. This is another flat eyeshadow brush, but it almost looks like a concealer brush, and you could use it for concealer because it is really flat and it's very dense and stiff, so you would get the maximum coverage out of a concealer. I've been loving this brush for applying Colourpop eyeshadows on my lid. I really don't like using my finger because I just don't get a lot of precision out of it, but this is the perfect brush for it because it, like I said, it is really flat. It's going to give you really good payoff with any kind of cream eyeshadows. So I use this to pack on my Colourpop eyeshadows all over the lid or in the inner corner. But this is one of my favorite brushes, and I don't have any brush in my collection that's like this, so I'm so glad this is in here because it's a lifesaver. The next brush I have is this angled eyeliner brush. I guess you could use this for brows as well, but I haven't used it for brows yet. I probably need to do that. Here is what it looks like. It is angled. It is pretty thin, but there is a little bit of thickness in there too. I like this for eyeliner. You can get a really precise line with it and stuff, and a really tiny line, or you can do a really thick line with this as well. But the only problem I have with it is that when it gets like a lot of product on it, the bristles start kind of sticking together, and you kind of lose that angle because the bristles are just like clumped up with product. So that's the only thing I have to complain about it, is that you do have to wash this quite frequently. But I do like this brush. I do like the result it gives with my eyeliner. The next eye brush is another brush that's become one of my favorite eye brushes ever. This is just a pencil brush, and I have a lot of pencil brushes, but I don't really have any that's just perfect for getting like along the lower lash line, because most of my brushes are pretty dense and a little bit thicker. So when I go in to apply eyeshadow to the lower lash line, it kind of gets everywhere, like it goes lower than what I want. And this one's really tiny. It is really dense, but it's really tiny, so it gets really close to the lashes. It's just a dome-shaped pencil brush. You could also use this for the outer V, or if you want to do a cut crease, or even like the brow bone or the inner corner. There's so many different things you could use for this. You could use this for like highlighter on your cupid's bow or down your nose. It's just so universal. The last brush in the kit is a lip brush, and I usually don't use lip brushes. I actually used this for the first time on a client the other day for the wedding, and I was really surprised at how well it worked. I love this brush for applying lip gloss or lipstick. It's amazing. Like, it doesn't leave any streaks on your lips or anything. It's really precise. You get like a really good precise placement with it. I love it, and this is something I probably won't use on myself a lot, but if you are a makeup artist or if you do makeup on other people, this really comes in handy because it's sanitary and you don't have to use your own lipsticks. Like, you don't have to go like straight from the tube. But as you can see, it's just a little round, tiny little brush, and I guess you could use this for your eyes as well. You could use it for like inner corner highlight, or if you want to get something really close to the lash line on your lower lashes. This is meant for a lip brush, and I do like it for that. I think it works really well. These are literally the best brushes I've ever used, hands down. So this just makes it easier to have all the brushes you need in one kit. You can do your entire face with just these brushes. So I think the price is amazing, the quality is absolutely incredible, and I am pleased once again. So that is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope this video gave you some direction if you are in the market for some new affordable makeup brushes. So thank you guys so much for watching and hanging out with me today. Thumbs up if you like this video, subscribe, follow me on all my social media, all the links are below, as well as the link to Prime and Base's website and this kit, and everything I'm wearing on my face will also be down there, so make sure you check it out, and I hope you guys have an absolutely beautiful day. Mwah.